bullet train to obscurity. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Shinkansen, or what is known in English as the bullet train, is a network of high-speed railway lines in Japan. Initially, it was built to connect distant Japanese regions with Tokyo, the capital, to aid economic growth and development. Beyond long-distance travel, some sections around the largest metropolitan areas are used as a commuter rail network. Over its 50-year history, carrying over 10 billion passengers, there has not been a single passenger fatality or injury on board due to derailments or collisions. Starting with the Tokaido Shinkansen, the network has expanded to currently consist of 2,830 kilometres worth of lines with maximum speeds of 240 to 320 kilometres an hour, 150 to 200 miles an hour. The network presently links most major cities on the islands of Honshu and Kyushu and Hakodate on the northern island of Hokkaido, with an extension to Sapporo under construction and scheduled to commence in March 2031. The original Tokaido Shinkansen, connecting Tokyo, Nagoya and Osaka, three of Japan's largest cities, is one of the world's busiest high-speed rail lines. In the one-year period preceding March 2017, it carried 159 million passengers, and since its opening more than 5 decades ago, it has transported more than 6.4 billion total passengers. Well, you might be wondering, why am I telling you all about Shinkansen, or the bullet train, by reference to Harry's wife? Well, 2 things. It would appear that Harry wants to move to Japan. Yes, he's decided that he wants to be big in Japan. It's not Blighty, not America, but Japan. But the problem that he's got is that he's still shackled to one of the world's most unpopular women, which means that he's going to place himself on a bullet train to obscurity. Interestingly, this news about the proposal to move to Japan is breaking in something called Globe, that provides us with their opinion about the Gruesome Twosome, and they certainly don't hold back. Aye. No, it's not Ali G, but word is Prince Harry's thinking about pulling up stakes in California and moving his family to Japan. And now critics are chattering his domineering wife, Harry's wife, is a scheming, greedy Spider-Woman who's wrecked his life. Well, tell us what you really think, Globe. You've got to admit it. It makes some sense. Since he and the former Suits actress tied the knot in May 2018, Harry and Harry's wife have worn out their welcome on 2 continents. Again, Globe going in for the kiss-kiss, bang-bang and pointing out how unpopular the duo have been, whereby they were warmly welcomed in the United Kingdom until they started complaining and she engaged in her bullying behaviour, resulting in people turning against them, and then, fleeing to Canada and then California, they've worn out their welcome in North America as more and more people have become tired of the self-pitying, family-bashing, victimhood approach to life that these two adopt. Pretty intense going, isn't it, that in the space of 5 years that you've managed to wear out your welcome on 2 continents. Not in the street amongst your neighbours, not in your town, not your county or state, but on 2 continents. The once dutiful prince turned on his family, continues the article, trashed them in public, quit his royal duties and moved 6,000 miles from home. Sure, Harry had reasons to resent his family. What kid doesn't? As the title of his memoir Spare indicates, he's had to take a back seat to older brother William, who is heir to the throne. Also, he was a fragile 12-year-old when devastated by the death of his mother, Princess Diana, and his dad Charles and Grandma Queen Elizabeth were not the most affectionate people to nurse his wounds. But that doesn't explain the total rejection of his family, including William and his wife Kate, who treated Harry like their adorable older child. Well, of course, what does explain his behaviour is the fact that he's got caught up in the web of lies that has been spun by his wife. Globe gets straight to the point and identifies his break with the royals happened only after Harry's wife sunk her claws into him. Except for her mum, Doria Ragland, she also turned her back on her kin, starting just before her marriage to Harry. After tying the knot, palace types say Harry's wife began treating royal staff like dirt and complaining about official duties. Soon, henpecked Harry was defending her and also lashing out with her at his family, branding them cold-hearted and racist. This is common behaviour, as I've explained to you before, of an individual that is held in the grip of a narcissist. Believing that she is right, wanting to keep her on side, wanting to ensure that she's kept happy, he then turns against friends and family. Because he believes that she is amazing and wonderful because of the golden period that he's been given, driven by his own emotional thinking, he wants to keep her sweet. He doesn't want to lose her. And therefore, he believes what she says about how his family are unkind, cruel, cold, racist, etc. And thus, he ends up defending her and falling out with them. Now, insiders say fed-up King Charles has stripped Harry of his military honours and HRH title, which Harry and his wife used to become high society celebrities and cash in on multi-million-dollar media deals. But their attempts to pass themselves off as a woke couple concerned about the welfare of humanity has bombed, according to critics. Instead, they've come off as phonies who've lined their pockets at every turn while relishing the lifestyle of rich socialites. But they've worn out their welcome. Business people are calling them grifters, and their star has dimmed to a flicker. So it's no wonder Harry's talking about moving to Japan, where he and Harry's wife have not worn out their welcome. It's the latest stop on their bullet train to obscurity. Straight talk indeed from Globe's no-nonsense opinion page, which doesn't pull any punches whatsoever, talking about Harry's wife being a scheming, greedy Spider-Woman who's wrecked Harry's life, that she got her claws into him and caused him to be a twat to his family, and that they've worn out their welcome on 2 continents and are now headed for Japan, where obscurity eventually awaits for them. Such an article is demonstrative of the way that people see these two, and also accurately notes that it's her behaviour that has caused all of the problems for Harry, tapping into his strong narcissistic traits, but ultimately it's her that has caused all of this. And it shows an even more emboldened approach to calling her out as to what she is, pulling no punches and making it clear that this particular publication sees that obscurity is going to wait for her. Naturally, if she comes across this publication, her narcissism will once again cause her to dismiss it. She simply is told by her narcissism they don't understand her, they don't know her, they are racist haters that have swallowed a smear campaign that has been issued against her. Her narcissism simply will not allow her to recognise that it's all her fault and that these comments are entirely justified. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.